Welcome to the Angular Numeric Textbox component tutorial. The Syncfusion Angular Numeric Textbox component receives number inputs from users, who can then adjust the value step by step. It also provides features like number format support, precision control, and spin buttons. In this video, you will see how to add the numeric textbox component to an Angular app with a few of its basic features, namely range validation, value formatting, and setting decimal precision. I will start with the application creation process. I'm going to create an Angular application using the Angular CLI tool. Make sure you have installed the latest version of Node.js. First, open Visual Studio Code and install the Angular CLI using the npm install-g at angular/CLI command. As I have already installed it, I am skipping this step. Next, I will create a new Angular project. I use the ng new project name command and name my project example. I am creating a project with the option to add a CSS style sheet, so I choose the CSS option. The project creation has started, and it is creating an Angular project along with its dependencies. Now let me navigate to the project folder. To add the Syncfusion Angular Numeric Textbox, install the Syncfusion Angular Inputs package using the npm install at syncfusion/ej2 Angular Inputs --save command. This will install the package along with its dependencies. The application is now ready to use. The first thing I must do here is register the trial license key to use Syncfusion components. I open the main.ts file and import the register license method from the Syncfusion ej2 base package. Using this method, I register the trial license key. To learn how to generate this license key, refer to the link in the description below. The application is now configured to use Syncfusion components. Next, I navigate to the app component TS file and import the numeric textbox module from the Syncfusion Angular Inputs package. Then register it within the imports array of the component section. To apply styles to the numeric text box, navigate to the styles.css file and add CSS references by importing the material theme. Here, I have also added dependent CSS references for pop-ups, split buttons, etc. Move to the app component HTML file and remove its default content. I add a division element with a class wrapper. Within it, add the numeric text box component by adding the EJS numeric text box element and set the width to 200 pixels. Next, move to the styles.css file and define styles for the wrapper class. I save the changes and run the application using the ng-serve command. Here you can see the numeric text box component is rendered. It has no value, but you can use the spin buttons to set or adjust the value. By default, the spin buttons increase or decrease the value by 1. Next, I will show you how to set a predefined value. To do that, I add the value property and set it to 10. See now, the numeric text box is rendered with 10. Next, I will show you how to use range validation to specify a value within a specific range. I add the min and max properties with values 1 and 100, respectively. Then, I add the step property and set its value to 5 so that the number value in the text box will increase or decrease by 5 when the spin buttons are used. You can see the numeric text box with the value 10 displayed. When I click the up button, it increments by 5, and the value becomes 15. When I click the down button, the value changes to 10, decrementing by 5. If I type 102 in the box, the value changes to 100 since I set the max range value to 100. Similarly, when I set the value to 0, it automatically changes to its min value of 1. Next, let me show you how to format the value. In the numeric text box tag, I add the format property and set the value to C2, a currency pattern with 2 decimal places. You can see the value 10 with the default currency symbol, a $sign, and 2 decimal places. When I enter a value, I can type more than 2 decimal places. Let's see how to restrict that. First, I add the property decimals and set the value to 2. Then I set the validate decimal on type property to true. Now I can type the value 34.54, but after that I cannot type any numbers. Next, let me show you how to give this value a custom format. The numeric text box supports 2 custom specifiers, hash and 0. First, I'll use the hash to format the value. In the format property, I remove the value C2 and add a value with the hash as a string. Here, I have added a value with 3 numbers in the integral part and 2 in the fractional part. As you can see, the value 10 is displayed. When I add a fraction to the value 10, it shows the fraction. When the hash is used in the format string, it displays the decimal values only when needed. To always show the decimal values, I have to use 0 in the format string. To do that, I remove the hash and add a value with 0. I have added 3 numbers in the integral part and 2 numbers in the fractional part. Now you can see the value 10 is displayed, proceeding with 0 in its integral part and 2 fractional numbers, even though no decimal values are specified. Finally, I will show you how to hide the spin buttons. I add the Show Spin Button property and set it to false. You can see the numeric text box renders without the spin buttons. In this video, I have shown you how to add the numeric text box component to an Angular application. I have also shown you range validation, value formatting, and setting decimal precision. If you want to see a working example, you can download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also shared a link in the description where you can obtain a free license key to use our Angular products through our community license. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.